The first step, therefore, is to create a store of ojas, the divine magnetic force. Attractive, receptive prayer can be advantageously used for this purpose. Attractive, receptive prayer works with the support of a high degree of willpower, concentration, and self-control. The devotee is able to attract and store ojas, the divine magnetic force, the vital energy current from the universal reservoir all around, with the help of his own willpower. This process, in turn, makes the devotee a powerful magnet. This ultimately helps in attracting toward him down-layer personalities having thought-out impurities and wavering minds. The whole material world, for him, is on the lower plane. The negative force center of a magnet is automatically attracted towards the positive force center. How to conserve the divine magnetic force. Select a specific place for daily exercise. Sit there every day at a fixed time for a while in any easy posture that you find suitable. Shut down your eyes or keep half open. Calm down yourself and try to remove all thought vibrations from your psyche. Be free from all tension. Remove all strain. Be totally free from strain and stress. Remember, nothing can happen in a state of tension, strain, and stress. A state of tension, strain, and stress brings negative effects on the nervous system. It becomes rather rigid and non-receptive. Even the muscle cells and blood cells become more rigid in such a state. The point is that nothing can happen in such a state of things. No part of the body, no center of your psyche should be under any sort of tension. Avoiding all heaviness, burdens, and bonds, try to remove all thought-out waves and concentrate on the omnipresent divine force. Try to establish direct communication with that divine. Be one with the great reservoir of force.
Continuing such exercise for a period of at least 10 minutes, divert all your psychic forces towards a meditation like this. I am now praying to the powerful divine Paramatman, the soul of souls, the storehouse of all happiness that is residing in the heart of my hearts. I am concentrating all the forces and powers, diverting my psyche towards that divine. Lo, my heart is getting animated with that divine splendor. There resides in my heart that divine splendor. I am the only motivator of my powers. I won't allow my mind, my psyche, to get diverted to the evil, submit to the control of evil, and get diverted. I am the most powerful, the Atman, the soul, the spark of the divine microcosm. My inner world is full of the divine powers of the omniscient God, the Paramatman. My inner world is getting charged with zeal and enthusiasm, the divine splendor. His faith and love is divine. Inside me is the center of that divine splendor. That center is the chief source of all powers. That is the galaxy of knowledge and consciousness, nebula of spirit, the splendor of 1,000 suns. The worldly attractions, passions, and mean motives can never take me away from this center of divine force. I am the spark of the divine, representative of that divine force, son of immortality. I am attracting the vital forces of the universe towards me. I am getting filled with that vital divine force. That great power is entering my psyche and body. Every particle is getting charged with that divine force. The omniscient, omnipotent, and the omnipresent, Paramatman, is spreading its splendor inside me. My psyche is getting powerful, strong, and forceful. Autosuggestive contemplation of this type relieves you of all strain and stress and create a very positive, beautiful environment all around, establishing a direct link between you and He, the Son and the Father, Son of Man and the Son of God.
Our psyche becomes a reservoir of divine celestial forces. This type of attractive, receptive prayer has 3 stages. 3 stages of the receptive prayer. The receptive prayer has 3 stages. 1. Communicative stage. 2. Conservative stage. 3. The stage of realization. In the first communicative stage, we can include primary communication with the omniscient God, the divine force. In this stage, the devotee simply puts the charter of his demands, needs,
and praise him for required strengths that will serve his purpose. The devotee should sit or lay down at some lonely place, free himself from all tensions, and request him for the divine power, the strengths desired by you. If you pray with a pious heart, if your call is sincere, God will certainly hear you, simply in the same way as you can hear my words or the words of someone else. This is the first primary stage. In the second stage, contemplative meditation is to be resorted to, with the help of creative imagination. There should be a creative conceptualization. In the depths of your psyche, you should be able to see your psyche getting full of divine force, energy celestial, the vital strength that is the ojas, the divine splendor. Instage your imagination, apply it creatively, and see the miracle. Your own autosuggestion will lead you on the path of power, energy, and force. The contemplation and meditation impressing on your own psyche divine force will make you powerful. Meditation should be somewhat like this. There exists in the skies far away a forceful center of divine splendor. The rays of that splendor are spread like the rays of the sun. Meditate that the rays of the divine, the charismatic prayer, splendor is but meant for you, are coming towards you.
That divine flame is fully yours, meant for you only. Increase the exercise of such meditation gradually. Whether you receive strengths or not, whether you experience any development in your psyche or not, keep mum. Don't converse with anyone. Keep quiet about everything happening. Let the natural forces work themselves. In this stage, you are fully protected by Father, like a son playing in the lap of his father. Now commences the third stage, the stage of experience. You will start receiving what you had desired. The strength, the power, the intellect, the assistance you had sought for will actually come down to you. You will have a flash of the divine. You continue this contemplation and have faith that whatever you had desired is gradually coming unto you. The seeds you had sown are bearing fruits. You are gradually reaching your ideal. You are gradually getting charged with the vital force. The ojas, the divine splendor, is gradually being spread through you. Your eyes, your face, your heart, each and every part of your body is being filled with the divine splendor. In short, meditate and see that whatever you had desired is getting materialized. Get yourselves charged with the divine power and see that the splendor of truth will be within the reach of your sight. Self-motivated and selfless prayers. The prayer can further be classified into two types according to the fact whether there exists any element of worldly desires and selfishness or not. There are 1, self-motivated, and 2, selfless. Before we come to decide which of these two types is desirable, it will be worthwhile to have a look at the nature of these two types. It is worth noting that in the flow of Western culture, the dominance of self-motivated prayer has always exercised its impact, whereas in the flow of Eastern culture, selfless prayer has always played a dominating role.
The Oriental synonyms for self-motivated and selfless prayers are sakam and nishkam, respectively. Sakam means that which is performed with some selfish motive, and nishkam means performed with selfless motive. Devotees of both these types are found everywhere. Sakam, that is, the self-motivated prayer, a prayer inspired by some selfish worldly motive, leads to fulfillment of worldly desires. Whatever is demanded by the devotee is provided. An American journal entitled Unity publishes from time to time the charismatic experiences of the devotees benefited by means of such prayers. If we go on quoting these experiences, it will create a separate treatise. The reference is cited here only to indicate the fact that nothing is impossible if you pray with a sincere heart, full of faith and confidence in Him. God hears you and fulfills your wishes. There is no doubt about this fact. Prayer, just like some system of wireless communication, connects your heart with that of someone sitting thousands of miles away from you. What is needed for a fruitful prayer is nothing but faith and confidence. A living faith, full confidence, and passionate love for Him. Don't indulge in arguments of doctrines and words, what is said in scriptural philosophies. Turn all of your attention inside, in the depths of thy own heart. Deserve yourself for the real confession, and see the result.
Such a sincere effort will only help you to cross your own limitations and follow him on the path of real spiritualism. You will experience his living charismatic touch. The real treasure possessed by man is the faith that he will fulfill all his desires. Without this faith, our soul will not gain full nourishment.
Selfless prayer, the best path. Our ancient seers, sages, and saints have always argued in favor of Nishkam prayer, the prayer that is devoid of all selfishness, free from all desires, a prayer that is simply adored with his glory. According to Oriental followers, the best prayer is surrender at his feet, meditating upon his name and form, contemplating upon his attributes, love him. Conceptual meditation leaves all selfishness, every worldly desire, and every expectation of fruits. They even leave all the worries of their livelihood totally upon him. Even their very existence is at his disposal. The real peace comes as a result of such selfless prayer only. Self-motivated prayer expects something, some result, some fruit, some happening this or that. But selfless prayer demands nothing but his love and therefore brings peace to your heart. Selfless prayer performed in solace and loneliness without any exhibition brings quicker realization. The devotee should, according to his own faith and taste, perform daily worship of the God in the form of idol or any other name and form, or some conceptual figure on the plane of his psyche, with full love and devotion. All selfishness and ego should be surrendered at his feet. The devotee who has completely surrendered at his feet all ego, all selfishness, and all desires is able to view the real nature of the universe in the course of prayer as he attains meditational trance. He is at this time able to realize the self as a complete whole. He is also able to perceive his universal law of justice. He realizes that God has created this nature, man and animals, all habitation complete in itself. His universal resolution is full of love, life, wholeness and balance, and he always directs man in sundry ways to follow his will. Therefore, pray to him every day. Pray that he should escort you on the path of universal well-being, free from all vice and evil, safe from all adversities, make forget all bitter experiences of the past, all adversities experienced, and vacate the mind for enthroning in your heart
his image only. Nishkam, selfless prayer, washes out all sin and leads the path of eternal peace. The treasure of divine virtues comes to you, increases your willpower, and brings self-realization. Realization of self is the summum bonum of human life. But due to some reason or other, man gets entangled in this worldly desires, and at last repents, but in vain. Ignorance is the root cause of all selfishness. Sit in some lonely place and pray him whole-heartedly. O God, I pray for an everlasting memory of yours in the depths of my heart. If thou art omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, the inner soul of everything, the reality behind every appearance, the well-wisher of all, then you are everything for me too. I offer everything of mine at thy feet. I surrender you my body, my mind, my reason, my sense organs, my vital energy force, my riches. I desire only your association and universal peace. So, O God of all universes, please be kind enough to bestow upon me thy blessings. Remember that mere utterances are empty. Words should be backed by sentiments of real value. The point to be noted is that if the devotee adopts this attitude, he can neither be full of hatred for anyone, nor can he be blinded by any sort of selfishness. He is also saved from unsurmountable knots of ego and attachments. The God has himself expressed characteristics of such devotee in the following words. Adveshta sarvabhutanam, matra karuna evacha, nirmamo nirahankara, samadukha sukhakshami. Santushta satatam yogi,
यातात्मा दृढनिश्चया मय्यर्पिता मनोबुद्धि यो मद्भक्ता समे प्रिया. गीता 12:13-14.
That is, one who is free from all hatred towards any living creature, free from selfish motives, with a sense of fraternity towards all, compassionate for all, dispassionate lover of all, free from attachment and ego, viewing all happiness and unhappiness with a balanced view, full of forgiveness, satiated forever, one who has complete control over his mind and body, including all organs, and having complete faith in me. Such a devotee who surrenders his body, mind and reason unto me, O Aruna, is the dearest one for me. Thus, in accordance with the above guiding postulate, a selfless prayer has no element of selfishness or desire. The devotee asks for universal well-being, welfare of all living and non-living, organic and inorganic habitation. Thus, when the deep-rooted conceptual impressions of a series of births is broken down, when all the passions, vices, selfishness and adversaries are washed out, the soul gains perpetual peace, balanced sight, distinguishing reason and divine inspiration. His inconceivable power preaches the inner soul directly. The Paramatman, the omniscient God, above all the limits of passion, association and selfishness, should be meditated upon in such a way that the divine spark of the microcosm, the soul, gets dissolved and becomes one with the universal self, the macrocosmic consciousness. Till the duality doesn't come to an end, there won't be any conquest of happiness. Had it not been so, why should the God tell us in Gita that He is beyond all desires, passions and selfishness? The very same feeling has been expressed in very beautiful words in a prayer by Francis Canola, one of his sincere devotees. O God, I am not aware what I should ask for. O Father, give your child some such thing which he is not aware that he needs it. I desire neither peace nor cross. What I desire is your association.
Association of thy feet is wanting. I want to live in thy association with my heart open. O God, kindly have a compassionate look at my needs and reduce them with your unbound compassion. Do whatever you like with me. Save me or kill me. Love me or discard me. But I want to surrender myself and offer myself at thy feet, O God. Accept my surrender and work through me. I am passionate to work for thy cause, whereby thou shalt be pleased. Teach me how to pray. Such a prayer will make me realize thee. The prayer and human efforts. There is one more form of prayer, a successful blending of the above two types, sakam and nishkam, self-motivated and selfless. Lord Sri Krishna in Gita specifically preaches this third type of prayer. This means, go on performing your duty and continue the worship of God. Let Kam and Ram, the worldly and the divine, march hand in hand. Do your own duty, make yourself deserving, occupy a position of honor, and then demand what you want. Don't live in some utopia. Thus, by means of prayers supported by human efforts, one can get what is decided. It has been rightly said, खुदी को कर इतना बुलंद कि किसी तकदीर के आने से पहले खुदा बंदे को पूछे बता तेरी रज़ा क्या है. Sakam, that is, self-motivated prayer and worship, creates a passionate yearning for the desired objective. Birth of such passionate desire is the first positive step toward success.
Where there is will, there is a way. Tulsidas has rightly said in his celebrated Ramayana, जेही कर जेही पर सत्य सनेहु, so tehi मिलेन कछु संदेहु. Whatever you earnestly desire, whatever you passionately love, whatever you sincerely try for, no doubt you get it. Similarly, in Gita also says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. Those who sincerely yearn for me and me only, without a moment's thought for anything else, are those whom I love most. Expressions like this reveal the same essence.
Not by helpless disabled desire, not by begging, but by powerful yearning only, prayer leads to success. Desire backed by power, a passionate yearning only creates an environment suitable for the fulfillment of the desire and attracts towards you the desired objective. Thus, with the help of worship, prayer and service of God, one gets supportive help in realization of desired goals. Your prayer should be such that it will increase your earnestness, your sincerity, your firm commitments for the object of desire, hopes of success, activity capability and discriminating reason as well as biasness. Such a prayer supported by efforts is very powerful and brings consciously or unconsciously such chances as are supportive for materialization of desired goals, removing all obstacles. This can be termed as a miracle. Remember always that prayer is a spiritual exercise. Prayer, everyday prayer is necessary for keeping one's body and psyche well organized. Regular prayer keeps the psyche organized. Self-motivated prayer for personal desires is also helpful. Such prayers help to increase your willpower and in turn lead to the realization of desired goal. Yet, it should never be forgotten that human efforts are essential for success. Success comes through efforts. One should never resort to begging. Fortune cannot be separated from efforts. Whatever you gain is gained with supportive efforts only.
Prayer, a spiritual efforts. Prayer instigates towards action and promotes our capacity to work efforts. God helps him who is ready to help himself. Beggars are excused here too. Beggars are not allowed in his court. It is said rightly, Mangna marna samanhe, mat koi mange peek. Mangna se marna mela, yehi Satguru kisik. Buddhists were the first among those who opposed selfish prayers listing a charter of demands. Lord Buddha was a great karma yogi, an activist, a follower of the path of action, the one without a second. Our prayer should be backed by efforts. It should not be a beggar's demand asking for alms. In this world, workers get wages according to their labor, and God too is ready to pay us according to our efforts. Our prayer should be a part of our efforts, and not a part of our begging. Self-motivated sa-calm prayer, fully supported by effort, never proves in vain. It has its own effect in this world as well as the younger world. In fact, prayer is nothing but actuating the psyche on the path of action. All knowledge, all exercise, all worship is included in this. And such a prayer is the real essence of Hinduism, the Sanatan Dharma. The power of mass prayer. Prayer can either be individual or in the form of a mass. To some extent, the individual prayer is offered with limited objectives of well-being of self. This is a very conservative approach. It asks for personal gains only. Its sphere is limited to the boundaries of personal life. Such prayers are not as powerful as those offered in a mass form for the purpose of universal well-being. Wherever in Vedic hymns prayers are offered, they are meant for group well-being, universal welfare, and not meant for the individual.
Vedic prayers are group prayers, national prayers, universal prayers. Well-being of the individual lies in the well-being of the society as a whole is the Vedic belief. Prayers offered for universal well-being with the sentiment that we are with the universe are more effective and of the highest order. Gayatri is the fundamental source of Vedic hymns. Gayatri mantra is said to be the root of all Vedic hymns. The words Dhiyo yo nah prachodayat, Dhiyo yo nah prachodayat of the Gayatri mantra means we meditate that divine splendor that enlightens the whole universe with happiness of highest order and that pervades the whole universe. Let the goddess Savitra bless us with divine thoughts and lead us on the righteous path. Nowhere in the Vedic hymns can we see even a small element of discrimination or such a sentiment of limited selfishness, like a demand asking some favor for self or someone keen. Whatever has been asked for has been for the whole universe, not only for humanity but for whatever exists in the universe. The domain of Vedic prayer is universal and knows no boundaries of selfishness. The word prayer has its Sanskrit synonym prarthana. The first letter pra has its special significance. Pra denotes some special demand and that too in maximum quantity. Note that the English prayer also starts pra. Arthana is desire, demand. Pra-arthana is an expression of desire, demand, asked from him for the welfare of the whole universe. It includes human society as well as whole habitation. Prayer is thus for the well-being of the whole and not of any part. It also implies surrender at the feet of the Lord.
In fact, we should offer prayer by gathering together in the form of a commune. Of course, individual prayer can be offered if communative gathering is not possible. Let us gather together and pray with plain hearts, free from all hatred and jealousies. Let us pray not only for ourselves but for the whole of humanity, nay, the whole habitation, the universe, embracing all living and non-living things. Let us also further and spread the habit of such universal prayer to some extent day by day. We should all get up early in the morning, before sunrise, and consider this as a part of our duty. We should try to connect our soul with the universal soul, that is, the God, Paramatman. Let every particle of the body and psyche be charged with the divine power. Let a flow of purity move all inside. Let there be peace inside. With deep sense and peace, with spotless purity of heart, give him thanks for his deeds and blessings for you, and pray for the welfare of the whole universe, for humanity, and for the whole habitation, for the happiness of every creature, and for the progress of everything on the righteous path. Such a selfless prayer will bring unto your heart his divine touch. The soul, the consciousness in your body, will be connected with the universal soul, the Father of the whole universe. All of your strain and stress, your grief and agony, all of your problems will be burned down to ashes, and you will gain a new life, a totally new life blessed with divine touch, happy, calm and peaceful. This is the only way of release from all bondage. This is the secret of prayer, the optimistic prayer. Those who call themselves sinners and culprits are really making a very great mistake. Those who feel that they are sinners and ask him to take them out of the quagmire of sin are really committing a blunder.
These people seem to have faith in sin only and not in God. Your prayer should always be positive. You should say, O Almighty God, you are the divine splendor. You are the ocean of power. You are the never-ending horizon of intellect. Fill my heart with thy power, thy intellect, and thy splendor. In this way, you should try to be optimistic in your approach. Your prayer should be full of optimism. You should meditate upon optimistic concepts, overflowing with new hopes. Ask him his splendor. Tejosi tejo me dehi. Thou, the art ocean of splendor, and bless me with thy splendor. Remember always not to include any inferior words in your prayer. Avoid all inferiority. Beware, inferior words are very dangerous. The right time for offering prayers. What's the right time for offering prayers? Have a look at Mother Nature and you will see that the period before dawn is full of life. The very base essence of life flows during this period. This is called the hour of immortality. This hour is best for offering prayers. In Sanskrit, this period is also called Brahma Muhurt, the hour of Brahman, that is, the hour of the universal consciousness. Seers and sages start their prayers right before dawn. The explorer of truth, the devotee, should discharge his daily morning acts like brush, toilet, bath, etc. and offer prayers with a peaceful mind. The hour of Brahman starts some 1.5 hours before sunrise. Offering prayers during this period proves very advantageous for physical as well as mental health.
It has been rightly said, Brahme muhurte buddheta swasthya rakshartham manushyaha tatra dukkha swashantyarthe smarethi madhusudanam. That is, for the safety of health and for long life, one should wake up early in the morning, before sunrise, get out of bed and pray the Lord for end of all suffering and misery. Laying down in the bed for a long time leads to different diseases, and our mind also gets habituated to a number of evil thoughts. Your mind gets more and more passionate and gets diverted in sundry ways, frail as we are. Half-awakened are much disturbed by passions. Idleness is such a thing that more we resort to it, more we get habituated to idleness and start torturing like an enemy. Normally when we try to get up early in the morning during the period before dawn, our idleness, inherent tamas, tendencies towards inactivity, dominate our mind and body.
A sort of war goes on between the force of inactivity and the force of consciousness. On the other hand, the force of inactivity takes us towards sweet sleep, asks us to lay down in the bed. On the other hand, our consciousness, our discriminating reason, asks us to get up. In such a situation of dilemma, it's always better to get up. The rising sun is the symbol of rising life. The Mother Nature is full of life. All around is fair. The leaves of trees waving with mild breeze, birds singing melodious tunes, flowers coming up, buzzing sound of the bees. All this creates a very pleasing atmosphere, bringing happiness to human heart. The first touch of the sun rays gives life to the Mother Nature. Shimmer and quiver in the whole nature is full of rhythm and melody, joy and happiness. Such a beautiful time is very much suitable for prayer. The mind can be easily concentrated.
Initiation into contemplative prayer becomes more and more easy. O omnipresent God, the controller of the universe, I am starting my daily activity with your blessings. O God, let there be the well-being of every creature. Let all be happy. Let all be led on the path of progress. Let everyone get what is desired. Let there be an end of all hatred. Let there be the light of truth, thy divine splendor in every heart. Pray like this and offer your prayers to the rising sun too. Take the morning sun rays on your body. Bathing in the sun rays, breathing in the open air early in the morning, increases vital force inside the body and mind. The devotee gets filled with zeal and enthusiasm. The morning breeze improves psychic faculties, positive attitude, and creative imagination, and intellectual heights. Prayers should be offered both at dawn and at dusk. The period before sunset is termed as the hour of Goduli, that is, the hour when cattle return home. This hour is also much suitable for prayer. See some temples calm and quiet, blessed with holy silence of some church or prayer hall, where a number of people gather for prayer. The thought waves of universal well-being get transformed from such places all over in the atmosphere. Such waves are much helpful in spiritual upliftment and even physical healing, and pray there for a while. Thirdly, it is necessary to pray before you go to bed. Sitting down in the bed itself, give him thanks for the day life he has given you. Pray for a sound sleep, happy and free from evil dreams. With such sentiments, go to bed. During the period of sound sleep, the normal human consciousness gets dissolved, as if the conscious self is separated from the body. The conscious self enters its own realm and receives knowledge from his master.
During sound sleep, conscious self normally, which is attached to the body, gets separated from it for a while and gets associated with the ultimate reality, the Param Atman, the God, omnipresent. The conscious self is not aware of its gross body during deep sleep. The body continues to work like a machine. At the same time, it gets affected with pious currents from the divine. Whatever we pray before going to bed creates its effect throughout the period of sleep. Therefore, the devotee, the explorer of truth, should pray every day before going to bed. This helps to uplift the psyche and development of personality. Those who don't have their passionate mind under their control find it very difficult to have sound sleep, as the natural tendencies have its bent towards worldly desires. Such people should first offer prayers and then go to sleep. Thus, before we go to sleep, it is necessary to pray. Prayer brings sound sleep. For proper correlation between the microcosm and the macrocosm, the night prayer is very much advantageous. Thus, prayer should be offered at least thrice a day. Prayers are also offered at dawn, dusk, and midday. The morning dawn prayer is the most fruitful. The immortal hour, sometime before dawn, is the best for offering prayer. This is the period when the stars are about to set and the dawn is gradually nearing. About 1.5 hours before sunrise, this particular period, Brahma Muhurta, begins. As the stars set and the dawn rises, the potency of the period is little degraded. The potency is still further diminished after sunrise. The period after sunrise is inferior from the point of view of prayer. Similarly, the dusk hour can also be classified into 3 categories: the superior, the middle one, and the inferior. The prayer that is offered before sunrise is the best, that offered after sunrise but before rising of the stars is medium one, and that offered after the rising of stars is inferior.
The aforesaid significance of periodicity has its scientific base of relation between the microcosm and the macrocosm. Our Mother Earth is a great magnet. The magnetic effect of the sun and the moon upon the earth is of different degree at different points of time during the day period. Similarly, the human body is also a magnet. His gross body has a deep relation with the Mother Earth. The head is the northern pole of the body magnet. The southern pole is the heart, being the middle part. The human mind is related with the moon and soul with the sun. Due to this relation between the microcosm and the macrocosm, the effect of prayers varies in accordance with the period of the day during which the prayer is offered. The timings of the prayers have been fixed in accordance with this scientific view. The morning hours before sunrise are full of vitality and life. Creative potentiality is at its peak. All the forces of the universe are approaching a state of standstillness in this world. So also the gross physical forces of the human body also reach a state of inactivity during nighttime. Therefore, the period just before sunrise, the Brahma Muhurta, is the most favorable period for prayer. Therefore, no sooner do you wake up, meditate upon your master, Gurudev. Conceptualize the image of your master in a posture of meditation in front of your eyes. Such contemplation will help your mind to concentrate. At this time, as your mind starts concentrating gradually, meditate upon the highest objective of life and pray to your master to give you the required powers. Ask your master to bless you. Having meditated like this, you may turn to brush, toilet, bath, and other works. Having discharged these, sit down for morning prayer with clean clothing and calm the mind.
Prayer and healing. The list of great tasks that have been materialized with the help of prayer and the list of charismatic acts is so long as would require a separate treatise. We quote here some incidents of real life experienced by different people. Some of these incidents have been sketched out in a magazine called Kalpavriksha. These will be helpful to throw some light on the charismatic powers of prayer. All the patients in the Secunderabad Military Cantonment Hospital were laying on their beds, trying their best to go to sleep. Some were praying to the Almighty to bless them with sound sleep. Prayers of some of them were already accepted by Him, and they were enjoying sound sleep. But one Mr. Sardar Tej Singh, Havaldar clerk, could not sleep as his hands were covered with plaster due to some bicycle accident that had caused fatal injury to his hands. Holding one injured hand with the other one, he was crying like a child, and the unbearable pain could not bring him peace. He was restlessly moving here and there. I was watching him for about 5 minutes, and I could not bear his pain. His pains pierced into my heart so deeply that I suddenly remembered him. His memory was like some effective medicine. Laying down there in the bed, I started praying like this. O compassionate Father, this young man suffering with unbearable pains is but a child of yours. He is crying and you are calmly looking at. O omnipotent, please relieve him of pains. Do something. How are you able to watch him crying and shouting with pain? How are you able to bear with this at all? Forgive him. Bless him, O God, and reduce his pains. Your heart is an ocean of compassion. Your heart is full of kindness. I am surprised to see your cool response to the unbearable pains of this man. Stop this, O God, stop immediately. Relieve this child of yours from all pains. Be compassionate enough.
In the world of contemplative imagination, I was repeating these words, surrendering myself fully at the feet of God, the master of this universe. I was pursuing him in the same way as a child pursues his mother, like a child asking his mother for some sweets and trophy. During the course of this prayer, I had some sensation as if he was actually hearing me, as if he was casting his sight sometimes at me and sometimes towards the young man suffering with pains. This experience increased my confidence, and I was getting sure that the patient will soon be healed. It seemed that he was telling me, "Yes, I am doing it. Wait for a while." And I restlessly argued, "It's already too much. Heal him how? Relieve him from all pains." I remember I must have prayed like this for not more than 15 minutes, and gradually the suffering of that young man came to an end, and he went to sound sleep. My eyes were filled with tears. My heart was filled with his love, and I started thanksgiving. O Almighty God, how compassionate thou art! How quickly have you heard me, O ocean of compassion! Your kindness knows no bounds. No sooner do I call you than you hear my call. This incident, dated 17th April 1943, has been narrated by Mr. Nayan Singh Bandari Hawaldar. The charismatic effects of the prayer offered with sincere and pious heart are always seen. Certainly, man possesses in his heart that divine power which a son of God should possess. A man gets accomplished to the extent he tries to unveil this inner strength. For the purpose of actuating this divine force residing in your own heart, what is needed is total faith and confidence.
I feel that if you are really yearning for His grace and divine blessing, you should meditate upon His powers, His favors, and His blessings as much as you can. Remember Him, recite His name, let He be with you, love Him to the extent you can. If you are able to do this, you will reach such a state that you will be able to converse directly with Him. Another charismatic experience has been noted by Mr. Ramlal Pahada. He writes, a woman suffering from ill treatment of her husband was about to commit suicide. By coincidence, she had the opportunity to see some saint. The saint consoled her, look, O lady, the God, the Paramatman, is very compassionate. He gives justice to all who pray in His court. He always hears your call. So it is better that you pray to Him. Ask Him to change the heart of your husband and make him love you. The woman went and started regular prayer, expressing her feelings as above, and to everyone's surprise, the attitudes of her husband were changed. Her husband started loving her, and his behavior was also changed. The woman was thus relieved from her sufferings. Healing by means of prayer is not a new thing. It has been practiced by seers and sages right from the ancient times. Stories of healing by Jesus are popular in Western countries. In Western countries, scientific experiments based on psychoanalytic basis are going on. It has been realized that if prayer is offered with a sincere heart, it leads to quick healing. Psychologists are gradually accepting this as a scientific truth. In the process of holistic faith healing, the prayer becomes a very powerful auto-suggestion, leading to the materialization of desired goal. The veiled power of unconscious are unbound and are actuated to their fullest potentialities by way of a gradual process.
If the devotee has a sound spiritual base of faith and confidence, this auto-suggestion works at a very astonishing speed. Unorganized psyche starts getting organized. Creative intellect and coordination of the psyche feelings create such a state of affairs that all the abnormalities are normalized, bringing a balanced coordination from within. Prayer can also be advantageously used for removing effects of evil, strain, stress, internal worries, and so on. One may try this on an experimental basis. Always remember that the degree of faith and confidence that the devotee possesses has a direct relation with the materialization of goals. Higher the faith potency, higher is the creative potentiality of prayer, and vice versa. Thus, prayer is an effective remedy for healing as well as overcoming unsurmountable difficulties in the course of life. First deserve and then desire. Remember well that prayer does not mean begging. If someone feels that he may be able to grab something without putting in sufficient effort, it's a vain idea. Some people think of reaping crops without sowing seeds, but it should be noted that the will to power has to be associated with the will to suffer. Therefore, mere utterance of words is in vain. If it is believed that he will give something when you beg in front of him, if you shout and cry, then it's a sheer misunderstanding. A very high percentage of devotees resort to begging and not to real prayer. The psychoanalytic bent of most of the devotees is that of a beggar. To put it in other words, it can be said that just like some powerless, intellectless, creativityless mediocre asks for worldly pleasures with the omnipresent Father, in the same way, some of the devotees are asking for some spiritual profits without any investment or without payment of required price.
This state of psyche is no way advanced to that of a beggar moving from door to door. There is no qualitative difference between these two beggars. This may sound little bitter, but these are the facts, and the reason behind these facts is nothing but blind following. These spiritual beggars are not aware that the God won't pay any attention to their begging, crying, and shouting. The God is not an alms distributing agency. He hears everyone, he attends all prayers, but the fruits are given in accordance with everyone's ability, capability, efforts, attention, and depths. God himself is continuously working. He is a continuous flow of action. He does not have any time to pay attention to the empty cries of idle beggars. He does not attend those who are frail. Empty utopian thought has no place in his court. Whatever you get only in accordance with your input of karma, that is, action. Do your duty for duty's sake. Get what you deserve. Why do our prayers not bear fruits? 3 possible reasons have been advocated by Mr. Carpenter Georgie. These are: I. The devotee does not deserve for what he prays for. He is not alert enough to put sufficient efforts. 3. Whatever he is asking for is out of ignorance, and there are possibilities that the boon may prove harmful for him. For example, someone approaches a millionaire and asks for a sum of say 10,000 rupees. The millionaire will certainly ask for an explanation as to why he should be paid the sum. What task of his has been assisted by the person asking for the sum? The same thing is with God. He too hears you, but at the same time he puts before you a question. What for? What have you done? What are the reasons that should make me fulfill your demands?
Tell me the austerities you have followed. Tell me the sacrifice you have made. Tell me of your virtuous acts. Tell me how you have lived. Therefore, the thing that should be borne in mind is that no one can get anything free. One has to pay for everything. You have to put intense efforts, develop your own layers, raise your spiritual scale, deserve yourself, be attentive, be active, and you will be blessed with what you want. The third point noted by Mr. Carpenter is also equally important. Maybe that whatever the devotee is asking for is out of ignorance. Maybe that he is not aware of the repercussions. Maybe that the fruit itself is harmful for the devotee. The compassionate, omniscient God, foresight as he has, takes proper care of his devotee and gives that much only which may not prove to be harmful. For example, that a small child asks his father some fast-driven vehicle. Will he give? No, because he knows it well that the supersonic vehicle may prove fatal. He will tell, "Look, my son, I will give you this much only. When you are grown up, you will get what you want." Similarly, the God too knows what his devotees rightly deserve, what is good or bad. He knows well that completion of all demands, good and bad, may prove improper. These are some possible reasons why prayers are not sometimes fruitful. One more thing is there, and that is your faith, confidence. The realization of fruits varies in direct relation with the degree of faith and confidence. Prayers backed by efforts. The majority of the devotees merely develop the habit of begging and nothing else. The main reason behind this is, to a great extent, unintelligibility of the concepts of Indian philosophy and scriptures. A number of concepts in the Indian religion differ from normal philosophical concepts.
Therefore, many followers who grasp the relationship between the God and the man as that of the donor and the beggar mistake the whole thing and go on preaching the philosophy of begging, bringing the devotee to total neglect of activity. This is sheer misunderstanding. Hindu prayer according to Indian thinking, the Sanatan way, is far away from idleness and inactivity, free from the habit of begging. The concepts of begging and praying are totally mutually exclusive things. Those who preach begging alms simply with a view of indulging in worldly prayers remain far away from the primary essence of Indian religion and philosophy. Prayer that is not backed by efforts, prayer that takes you away from activity, prayer that takes you in some utopia, prayer that asks something free, prayer that demands everything to happen just by pressing some magical key, is not a prayer at all. It is a misconception of prayer. It is illogical, insufficient, non-spiritual doctrine. Prayers for alms made by inactive, idle people go in vain. One should be very clear that no relation of donor and beggar exists between the God and the man. The omniscient God has no time to pay attention to the empty demands of beggars, their crying and shouting. God himself is an uninterrupted flow of action, full of all potentialities. In his kingdom, there are all chances of getting something in the form of output in accordance with the input of efforts you have put in the form of karma, that is, action. His universe follows this law. His world is governed by the law of karma. The God governing this universe with the help of such law is himself of the nature of such a law. He attends and fulfills the prayers and demands of his devotees, but in accordance with the principles of the law of karma.
We can't befool him just by singing his praises, hymns and prayers, mantra and tantra. His happiness or unhappiness is not related to whether you praise him or not. The omniscient, omnipotent and the omnipresent God does not pay much attention to whether you sing his glory or not. Impartial, just follower of law, benevolent governor as he is, he loves those who follow his law. Those who remain active attain success, prosperity, spirituality, and everything. This is the fundamental law. The first and the foremost thing that one should do before he asks his blessings is that he should first conquer all the possible means, all the environmental factors needed, and all the capabilities needed. Efforts, activity, industry, discrimination, intellect, and a system, whatever is needed, should first be gathered. God loves effort. One who pleases him by way of karma, all his prayers are fulfilled, without any delay. Samaniva akutiva, samana hridayaniva, samanam astu vo mano yatha vasu sahasiti. Let our thoughts, our hearts and our minds be one and united to follow his path. Om bhuhu bhuvaha swaha tat savitur varenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yonah prachodayat.